Okay. I'm definitely always playing the what is the most messed up thing that could happen in the market? And most messed up thing that could happen is this is a big bull trap, right? So I'm not taking action on it, but just trying to think ahead for if we start seeing something like that to be prepared for it. Previously known as TD Ameritrade. Yeah, I had a TD Ameritrade account a long time ago. And then I had an E Trade account. This is before Robinhood existed. Yeah, the OGs. That's right, man. I did not go back to Robinhood. I was actually pretty upset about what happened with the GameStop debacle. So out of principle, I shut down my account over there. But it's kind of like the easiest. It's like it just Robinhood accounts like if it weren't for that, I'd probably still be with them because it's just easy. They have a good mobile app and stuff, but I just couldn't support them. The whole Citadel bullshit. They were preventing people from being able to buy GameStop because the firm they were partnered with had a huge short stake on GameStop and they were losing billions of dollars. So they prevented a buy orders, like just restricted it, did not allow it. So it ended up, messing up a lot of people. I'm pretty sure they restricted both directions. No, maybe you could sell, but you couldn't buy. So people that were in long positions lost all their value because, the price couldn't be driven up. Um, and it came out that it was because they were in cahoots with Citadel, and Citadel was losing billions on that short squeeze. So that's just bullshit, man. And like I don't want like people shouldn't forget that. But most people are just going to continue, supporting Robinhood, and it's not like me not having my small account in there is going to do anything. But it was just like I can't support these assholes. It was such a huge, like illegal disrespect to traders. So anyway, I thought it was pretty shitty. Yeah, exactly, man. And so like everybody that was like long in this short squeeze on GameStop Lost tons of money because of it. Did I just hit a TP somewhere? Huh. Robinhood the stock is? Yo, Monster, I'm checking it out right now. Are you talking about your positions? Oh, dude, I love it. That's awesome. Man, he's got a good personality, man. I like it. Dude, that's what I'm talking about, Monster. You got lock it in, dude. Lock it in. Oh, what's up, Gavin? Dude, RIP. Trying to scrape up the funds to activate the prop pit ones. Copy that, dude. That's gonna be an expensive. Those are expensive. 220 a pop, huh? Or something like that. 260. Damn, dude. Dude, if you're gonna do it, I would just do one because you don't know how it's gonna go. You know, like the platform is relatively untested, so I wouldn't risk all that, man. I would activate one and see how it goes. You know, whenever I discovered that prop firm, I thought there was one, but let me see. Prop bid discount. There's a well, let's see. Try this one. I mean, it looks like it's 10% off, but I'm not sure. Prop firm match has a 10% off. Yeah, man, that's the only one I'm seeing. Got an interesting level here. Lots of selling, lots of buying. Up here around 64. I'm gonna check out that footprint, see if I can see anything. Too many tabs open. Too many tabs open. What the hell was I even just doing? What was I just doing, dude? Oh, checking the footprint. There we go. It's looking like demand is kind of dying off up here just a little bit, and so we got some buyers hanging out at 26 167, but looking to me kind of like we want to come back for a pullback right here. Maybe we just found some support here. Definitely don't like. I like this to hold for pretty much the day, but when is a good spot to take profit? We've got I mean, we're grinding up here. I mean, I would imagine that if we are going to hit, I mean, if we're hitting all-time highs today, that's gonna be, let's see. I don't think we're gonna hit that. I don't think we're hitting all-time highs. Maybe we can hit this 26,503. I don't know. Maybe like I'm just trying to figure out where would be a good spot to take profit. Potentially like a midpoint in here, maybe 26,400. But you know, if we hit this and find resistance up here immediately, let's see, what do we got? Maybe 26,250. Just trying to figure out where would it make sense to take some profit and not let greed overtake your trading decisions. So we want to read momentum. We want to make sure that we're still moving up, but at the same time, we just want to make sure we're not overholding and overstaying our welcome. When you have a nice position like this, like it's kind of sometimes can be easy to let it come back to you on a reversal. It doesn't look like we're reversing anytime soon, but just want to be prepared ahead of time so that the whole trade and decision to hold it isn't driven by greed. Yo, what's up, Adam? Houston traffic sucked ass, dude. Houston traffic always sucks, but I'm sure. But driving during, well, I guess it wasn't rush hour in the morning, but yeah, Houston traffic always sucks. Don't miss that. Gavin, apply for affiliate. That's funny, dude. One thing I would consider, Gavin. Do you have the footprint when you're trading on the prop pit? I thought I saw that they have some order flow stuff, but I wasn't positive. Do you have a computer over there, Adam, that you're trading on at your parents'? Damn monster, you're trying to enter again after your angel bot just told you the you won't lock it in. You're gonna keep trading. Oh shit, that is so funny, dude. Your bot talks shit to you. I love it. Oh, okay, copy that, Adam. I man, I found some. I haven't implemented it yet, but I did a bunch of back testing on continuation moves. So like when we get an expansion like this, basically, I have all. Let me just double check some. but I have a way to monitor, what's going on in order flow to essentially detect when it's not a pullback and it's starting to reverse with, I believe a pretty high confidence rate. But let me double check this because I should implement that. I've got a huge laundry list of things I'm trying to add to um, my trading engine. But let me see that. Chase to get a taste. Usually, listening to your emotions leads to success. Oh shit. We got a divergence here on CVD. You seeing this? It could be a sign of exhaustion here. We're coming up to this zone here as well. So we got 30 more points. I'm thinking, oh, excuse me. 26,200 could be a nice spot to pull some profit off. I will probably consider just taking the whole thing off. You're off today, tomorrow, and Friday, Saturday. Damn, took off. Might take Sunday too. Not 100% sure yet, dude. What are you gonna do with your time? It is almost, um, it's 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 gonna be like the waters are gonna be too cold here, but it's almost like go out on the lake season here. Dude, I would do the same thing, man. What's the point? I don't know why they cap you on that. That's the dumbest thing ever for a salesperson to ever hear. But nice work, dude. Um, I'm thinking we could come down for a pullback here. Again, we got this CVD cumulative volume delta divergence. So looking like we're going to come back for a pullback at the very least. I will probably be looking to add another account to this position. But this divergence could lead to a deeper pullback. Yesterday, when we had divergences, it led to deeper pullback right here. We had a divergence right here. We had equal highs. This is higher highs. And this was, let's see. Damn, that was about a 100-point drop. I'm gonna watch what happens here. I might just close this position and again it might be early, but seeing that divergence there is making me a little bit nervous. I'm watching here. sellers starting to pick it up just a little bit. I think what I'll do is I'll probably close out of 3 here in a second, and then just leave one runner. Or if I'm pretty confident that we're coming down for a pullback, I might close all of it and then just add back in if I want it. But it's looking like we're coming down for a pullback. We got that divergence. I'm a little bit worried that we could go lower. I might be way early on letting this go, but I'm kind of feeling it right now. We've got this big cluster of sellers, hard sellers, buyers right here. So strong level around 160. And that divergence added with this is kind of just making me want to just kind of reassess. This guy called in, complained about his TV. He had TV with Dish Network. Oh damn, he's probably paying a pretty penny for that. My girlfriend's parents were doing the same thing, and I was like, why don't you guys just switch it up and go like with streaming stuff, and then you can have like Netflix and Amazon Prime for like $30 a month or something, and they were paying like $220 a month or something, and then I tested their internet speed, and they're getting like 1.5 megabits per second, and I was like, good lord, um, you need another solution. You need new internet. Told me I don't believe in coincidence. He was smart to call and speaking specifically with me and get your mobile stuff with us. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, June is no cap. Nice, man. I know it's insane, dude. And it's like, I mean, like that I think it's just kind of like that generation when they're used to that. And it just works. Somebody a long time ago sold them on satellite, and they were able to get like the old TV shows that they really liked, and they could watch it kind of on demand or whatever, and they got used to it. And when you get sold into something like that and you're kind of an older generation and it just works, they tend to not switch. Yeah, people are streaming mostly now for sure. Yeah, I know. I know. They don't understand all them apps and stuff. Like her dad called me and to talk about all that stuff. They were getting new TVs. They moved into a new house and we're getting new TVs and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, I talked to a lady, I don't know, maybe at Best Buy or something. I talked to the lady at Best Buy, and you know, I told her we want to do the streaming apps, and she told us, "Oh, we got to get a Roku TV then." And I was like, "Man, she sounds like she was from your generation because you don't need a Roku TV to have the streaming apps. You need any TV that is current." Because he was dead set. He's like, "I've got to get a Roku TV." I was like, "Well, Ted, um, you actually can get any brand of TV that's like newer because they all have the streaming apps, so you won't have a problem." And he was like, "Well, but the lady told me that it had to be Roku." I was like, "Well, she was wrong." Yeah, I'm not gonna be. Could be coming straight back up. Um, I won't have regret about selling that though. I'm happy with that trade, especially after like just getting toyed with down here. Damn, I was happy to just lock something in because like again down here going $700 in profit and having it stop me out, um, almost sent me on tilt. I really, let's see. He can get a Roku TV, but let me buy Roku stock before he does. Yeah, I mean, the thing was is like Roku was kind of the pioneer of the streaming stuff, you know. But now you have like Amazon, like the Amazon sticks, but now you don't even need any of that stuff. You have Apple TVs. You just need a newer TV. That's it. Looks like we got some aggressive buyers coming in here at 162, at 162 to 166. Looking like this thing could push up and break these highs. I think I'm gonna wait and watch for a deeper pullback. Although that happened only one time, I believe, yesterday, right? Where we got a nice pullback. The two good opportunities I see on the pullbacks from yesterday, this one right here, and then this one. Wait, this is not. Let's see. Was this the end of the day? This is the end of the day here. Yeah, I think it was this one. This one I liked and I tried to get into and got stopped out twice, and then this one probably. All right, looking like we're going to continue up. Looks like that 26,200 is just within arm's length right now. Yep, we do have a little absorption up here at 180. The lesson from yesterday, and it should be a lesson for any time we're in a market like this where we're just up, is when we see those resistance levels and we see passive buyers popping in, you have to be really selective about what you're actually taking trades on when it's against the grain. Because yesterday it was like the sellers that pop up there on the offer just put a target on their back and then we just blast through them. Um, you would put it in UPST, interest rates go down, it always goes up, and below $25, amazing buy. I don't watch UPST. Whoa. Give me one sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Man, I just my girlfriend told me that some guy called her looking for me, and it was a some sort of bill that I didn't pay back in 2008 that they're trying to collect on. And they like were basically like scaring my girlfriend, like, he's gonna be in trouble, blah, 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 this, that, and the other if he doesn't call us. So I called him back and I was like, what is this about? And he was like, you have this bill that was unpaid, blah, 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 from this company. I was like, I never even heard of that company. I was like, when is this from? And he was like, 2008. But you know, you don't want us to serve you papers or blah blah blah. I was like, dude, I'm not paying something that I owed from 2008. It's off my record. I was like, take me off your list. And he was like, okay, you just need to know that this could lead to legal action, blah blah blah. I was like, dude, fuck right off. Yeah, those people are fucking annoying. Monster, you just got in a trade, huh? 26 183. All right. It's looking like we could get an expansion here. I would consider getting in if this starts looking like it's gonna pop, because I think we could get, if this holds up here, I think we could get an expansion like that. Probably, well, maybe reduce this arrow to like 200 at least. Dude, crazy aggressive, man. It was some energy company or something. I was like, I've never even heard of that. What are you talking about? It very well could have been a scammer. But like from that long ago, it's like, dude, I'm no way. Like, fuck right off. Yeah, it's looking like we could get a squeeze here. I was gonna add just for to have this squeeze, and then oh, that looks a little different right there. What I just saw. I'm gonna call the FBI on them. Man, I don't know if you guys heard about this scam, but this I thought was a good one. Like a good one, meaning they probably get a lot of people with it. They'll call you, saying that you have a warrant out for your arrest, and if you don't take care of it immediately, the police are going to come arrest you. Um, and then they'll say you can take care of it right now, by paying, you know, $700 over the phone right now. But if not, the police will likely be by today or tomorrow to come pick you up. I heard about this scam. I haven't gotten scammed by these guys, but there were some people that I know, well, clients that got previous clients that got well, they tried to scam them with this shit, but the guy was like, I'm gonna go to the police station and see, and obviously it turned out to be nothing. And then the cop said that they've been getting so many calls and visits from people trying to pay shit that didn't exist. Yeah, the IRS one is pretty good too. Man, this thing didn't go like I thought it was. This might come back down. I thought we were gonna pop almost instantly. I'll probably just get out break even here. Looking like we're kind of building up some resistance up here at 192. Yeah, might be too late to get out. Looking like sellers might take this down. I'll probably just stop out of this thing. Oh, really? How 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 much of a delay is there for you? Just look at the clock that well, I don't know if you have another second clock, but 5 seconds? Okay. 7 seconds. Damn, that's kind of a lot. Huh. Wonder if there's anything I can do about that. I'm pretty sure I have it on all the like the fastest settings. Yeah, it's kind of looking like it right now. Or 7 seconds ago. Yeah, I in the past though, I thought it was closer to like 3 or 4 seconds, but um yeah, it is what it is. 'It makes it funny because like by the time you're seeing me do something, it's already happened. And like maybe you see me do something and you're like, no, don't do it. Yeah, I can see the offer getting stacked up here. Yeah, Jan, I could see that. It's like you guys are seeing into the future. Um, yeah, it's looking like so. I can see aggressive buyers up here, but I can also see these sellers holding it down 26,200. So we did make it up to 200, but obviously you can see we got a lot of buyers here. 264, or sorry, 258 buyers getting stuck right here. So to me, it looks like we're gonna pop still, but I'm gonna keep watching to see are these buyers gonna continue to get stuck here, and if they are, we might have a pullback. But right now, it's look like buyers are gonna take this. Oh damn, you just got edged. That's hilarious. I think it's gonna hit for you. There you go. You just got tapped out, huh? There you go. But yeah, you just got oh, you stopped out. Okay. Okay. Well, nice win, dude. A way to hold on to your profits. Now is the correct time, Monster, now that you're about 500 bucks up, right? Or $534 up. Now is the correct time to have a game plan for when you stop, you know, how much you're willing to risk. And I don't, does Tradesy have the ability to do that? Like right now, can you say if I lose, 200 bucks, I want to stop out for the day and lock yourself out? Eval or funded consistency? Oh, what's up, Liberty? I'm up 353, back up to 24,921, almost break even. Yes. Yeah, Liberty for sure. Okay. You're up 353. Nice, man. This could be the deeper pullback here. Let's see. I don't know. It's tough because normally, seeing this absorption plus aggressive selling is, not a good sign for bulls. But when we were seeing this yesterday, we would pull back to an area like this, hardly, a pullback, maybe back down to this trend line, and then we would just take it. So that's why it makes reading order flow on trend days difficult because this absorption might not mean anything. Okay, so I was talking about the continuation order flow signatures. I do have those here. 3-bar delta sum aligned, 5-bar delta sum aligned, delta confirm count, 3 to 5 bars, point of control migration, bar 1 delta aligned. So, strongest signal, entire order flow data set, 6 feature composite, and then I have reversal research. Let me pull this, make this readable. So sweep and expansion, 90% win rate, profit factor 2569, triple confluence. These are damn heavy. Or this win rate. I don't know. Essentially I'll tell you how it works. At the end of the day, I do like an end of day review, and my system will test for reversals and continuation signals after the day is complete. Yo, what's up, T-Draw? Long time no see, man. All right, nice, dude. Are you trading? You're just chilling. But anyways, at the end of the day, it will test for reversals and sweeps, and So I haven't done anything with this data yet, but I'm probably going to. How's it been going, man? You been just working with your pops, huh? Hey, good morning, Frazi. How we doing? Need to get to the trading part, but we'll see. I might focus on making a trading bot right now since I'll be busy again soon. Nice. Dude, T-Drop, I've been working on my bots. I don't know. Well, look in the bottom left-hand corner. I got two bots trading right now. I actually have three bots, but that tank bot trader does not. It'll only take like one trade a week or something like that. The others will take multiple every day. Monster Llama has been checking and pulling more info from Aurora, and it has made a whole report. It told me to feed to Codex about what's wrong or suspicious in the data. Nice, dude. I love that. Olama did, or are you talking about Angel? Nice, Frozzy. You taking any trades this morning yet? Angel, copy. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. T-drop price structure looks great. Yeah, it looks great as long as you're on the right side of it and not, getting chopped out down here. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain about this kind of price action. It's been a little difficult because, you know, after this kind of move up on the daily, look at this. You you kind of expect a little pullback, but nothing. Uh, Frazi, pre-market, just getting back. Nice, man. Um, yeah, T-Drop, I've been working pretty hard on getting these bots up to speed. They're not perfect yet, but they're pretty good. Yeah, that's funny, man. Yeah, so the bots, I have one bot that takes like order flow driven trades. So it's like think of it like a scalper, and it's got like 7 different setups that it's looking for, all order flow based. And I can just show you here. Show me the 7 setups. So yeah, one is order flow based. The other one is like geometry based, like uses fib levels, and I back tested that one a shit ton. So that one I back tested on all the data I have, and then I kind of focused on the last 4 to 2 years, and it's got a pretty damn good track record. The only problem is it doesn't take that many trades. It'll take like one a week when the setup shows up. And then the other one is using my levels, specifically. And so it will automatically enter on these setups. And that's it. It's it's cool. I had my first entry on the order flow bot because I had to do some fixes this week. So the first trade was today and it won $110. The other bot is up 420 today, so good day for the bots. Um, let's see. So I built. I have this page. Check this out, T-Drop. So this page will show. These are not all aligned. This is what like the back if when it back tests. This is what we should be up on the week for the bots. Just based on the entry triggers and how it should be playing out. But because I've been messing with the entry, squashing a couple bugs, these are not up 2,700. Let's see, I think they're up about 1,000. But yeah, so I built this. These are kind of the setups that they're looking for. This is kind of let me zoom in here. It's probably tough for you guys to see. Hang on. Let me pull this over here. So this right here is like it has to meet all these requirements. And then it will take like a VWAP pullback trade. These are all order flow setups here. So, and then these are just waiting to be triggered. These probably won't get triggered because they're pretty well below us. But anyway, yeah, these are the bots, man. By the way, can't make more. Yeah, T-Drive, you've been away for a minute, dude. I'm surprised you haven't had withdrawals from trading. By the way, can't make more accounts on Codex. Sadly, they pitched their verification flaw. They patched it. Oh, damn. When you made an account, you were able to fill in a random phone number, close the site, log in, no matter. Damn, dude, that sucks. Yeah, it looks like we're just climbing back up on this trend line here. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, huh, Jan, that's weird. I've been chatting with Claude. Mine seems to be okay. Yeah, monster. Now you're speaking my language, man. T Drop, I am too, man. Yeah, I don't know how you can leave it. You cannot upload a file or get it to do anything? Weird. I wonder if your credits are gone. Yeah, Liberty. Yeah, agreed. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah, T Drop. I mean, it would be really cool to, to create a bot. Good thing is, I'd be down to help you. Figure out what you want to create. I've got a pretty damn good back testing system going. I've got a ton of data, and I've built a system for back testing across it. Yeah, swing trading that could work too. No, they're not. I think there are a couple prop firms out there that allow you to swing trade, but it's certainly not a it's not the norm. Looks like it's only up, just like yesterday. We're only up today, obviously. But even when it looked like we were going for a deeper pullback, well, we're just kind of sticking to this trend line. This to me kind of looks like a 12 EMA. Let's see. I'm gonna add it. Maybe a 9 EMA. Oh, that's a 14. So let's test the 12. Yeah, maybe a 9 EMA. There you go. Honestly, when price is moving like this, using a 9 EMA can be really good. Okay, Jan, catch you later, man. Problem I have is if you look back in history with this pattern where we have a deeper pullback, daily time frame, we always go and leg up completely. Yeah, it's definitely hard to short. And after getting beaten up on shorts yesterday, I have PTSD today, so not trying to short this. Looking like we could get an expansion up here above if we're holding above 200. What's been happening is when it looks like we're about to expand, we'll do maybe have some trouble up here, pull back, and then we'll go take the level. That's kind of what's been happening. With this kind of price action, it's tough, being in down here, I closed, where did I close? I don't know where I closed, but closing it and then trying to hop back in can be tough. I said I was going to close it and be happy. Um, I guess I closed it over here, didn't I? Um, said I was going to be, down to get back in, but it can be tough to catch it. On this 9 EMA can be a good entry. I mean, as you can see, we're following the EMA trend line, but you can also see a deeper pullback to either a 12 or a 20 EMA on days like today. Expecting a continuation to 232, then pulling back, but there's resistance at 216. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Like, what I'm following is like when it looks like right here, it looks like it's gonna start expanding, but instead it pulls back and then it moves. Here, I would say after this candle, it looks like we're gonna expand and then we pull back. Here, it looks like we're gonna expand and then we pull back. So that's kind of the logic I'm following right now is that when it looks like I'm watching the footprint chart, when it looks like it's gonna expand, and that was kind of the scalp I tried to take and lost on it. It's better to wait for that pullback. And we might be due for a deeper pullback coming up. And that deeper pullback might be down to like this area. So Yeah, what you mean with leg up is if we follow history, we go up 30K, up to 30K. Yeah, I got you. Um, man, I cannot I cannot imagine what it would be like if that happened. All right, we got that pullback to the 9, but I'm kind of thinking that we could be going for a deeper pullback soon, and the area to take it long might be in here, or it could be this value area high. Liberty, do I know why it's so strong? I mean, we've had bearish news on in Iran. We came back with no deal. We've kind of extended, ceasefire. We've taken over the Strait of Hormuz. Um, I would say just a lot of mixed signals. Nothing extremely bullish, but um, if you look back over the last month, any bearish news in Iran has led to bullish moves. And right now, my guess is that we've got I think a lot of it has to do with positioning, where here we had a lot of people, short. And then as we bounce from here, all these people short in here and short from up here, longer term trades are getting rapidly squeezed out. And so I see it more of a um, repositioning and people unwinding from shorts than I do anything having to do with news, because tech companies moving up with the market right now as we have a potential continued conflict in the Middle East obviously doesn't make geopolitical sense. It makes sense for crude oil to be going up, but this doesn't really make sense from a fundamental standpoint. But we've got to trade what's in front of us, and what's in front of us is this bullish move, and like it's not it's not bending to our will, even no matter how hard we want to short. I wanted to short the shit out of it, but um, that's my take on it. Is that we have a short squeeze, a controlled short squeeze in place, so that it doesn't violently. I mean, it has been pretty violent, but it's a controlled. Like, look at the price action. You see how controlled this price action is. This move, it's not being allowed to do this. I think that's what the kind of market would naturally do if we didn't have algorithmic trading holding price down in this pattern. So why are we squeezing up on bearish news? I think it's a lot of big positions being unwound from long-term shorts. Well, Monster, if Trump knows that giving 48 hours notice, or giving 48 hours deadlines is going to drive the market up, he'll probably do it indefinitely. We've kind of not moved a lot. You can see this kind of starting to slow down a little bit, right? Um, ever since we hit around 200, over the past hour, I guess we've kind of been in the same range. So just slowing down a little bit. Look at cumulative volume delta. Looks like we got a divergence as well. Relatively flat over here while we're moving up. So it could be a sign of exhaustion here. Last time we had that, we had a small pullback, but I think we could see a deeper one coming because look at how many times we made higher highs here, but we didn't here. But I don't know. Order flow has been tough to read, tough to trust because, I mean, if you think about it this way, when you have algorithms dominating the market and moves like this, these are mainly dominated by algorithms. Because look at how kind of methodical it is when you have algorithms dominating the market. It's tough because you might see a big seller up here, right, with absorption, and it looks like it's going to reject, and then we just go take that level. Looks the same here, looks the same here, looks the same here. Looks like we got absorption up here, we got sellers, but in fact, my take on it is that yeah, we do have sellers, and it's going to temporarily drive price down, but it's going to be picked back up. So it's like, and that's part of the control that I was talking about, where you have price is not allowed to short squeeze the way it would naturally if it wasn't being controlled like this. It's being controlled right here. You know, you can see at 26,100. Okay, this is a stopping point. You're not going higher for the time being. Come back down or reload up, and then it's going back up. So the like algorithmic price action going like this makes it really tough to read order flow. So on trend days like this, it's almost like, you know, unless something large happens or there's a big shift in sentiment and there's a regime change, reading order flow can be very difficult unless you're biased and unless you have, you know, the accurate read on the bias and you're only looking at it from a bullish perspective. Because trying to look at this and order flow from a reversal standpoint is almost nonsensical. Dude, hell yeah. Angel could probably okay, wait, let me see. Giving Angel my Codex accounts, resets date and time. Angel is gonna make a list and keep track. Hell yeah, dude. Could Angel switch for you? Probably, right? Looks like it wants to keep going, keep pushing up. I'm gonna keep an eye on this cumulative volume delta divergence here. Again, last time we had that yesterday, we had this divergence right here. We dropped 100 points. So it was, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that huge, but it was the biggest drop we had. Biggest pullback we had. Here's the divergence. Look here, and then look at these highs. So seeing something kind of similar over here right now is that we got higher highs and we got equal highs right here. So might be anticipating a 100-point drop. Maybe it comes back to this area down here. $26,100 is around 50% of this move so far as well. Last time we were dropping like this, I was trying to catch this first entry here, and I don't think I want to do that. Maybe at this value area high, or maybe down here. This would be a retracement to VWAP as well. This would be a little bit deep. Value area high might be the right level that it would come down to. I don't know. We're gonna have to watch it, but I'm definitely watching this right here. Oh, we got a PM session battle map coming up. Probably just in a few minutes. I did work on getting context, so news context in there. So that is in there now. It should be getting news context. I'm still kind of in the middle of um, looking at the workflow for when these setups are generated and making sure that like it has all the context from the AM session. I think it does. I think it has most of it right now. Um, I mean, it certainly can, but I want to give it very, very, very specific, um, data to look at from what happened in the PM session, or sorry, in the AM session, so that the PM session is more informed. But I'm getting it dialed in. This week is basically I'm reviewing everything in the system, and then um, optimizing and getting rid of junk and making sure everything that's in the current system is tight, tight, tight. Man, do you guys remember who can name what this is from? Tuco. What character? What show that character is from? Tuco. All right. Everybody knows that. That's too easy. But when I said tight, 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 it reminded me of him. I don't know if you remember that. He was one of my favorite characters actually. When he would snort the meth and go tight, tight, tight. That was a great show. Oh, what do we got here? Bring Coda. All right, you guys want to see Coda? All right, let's see what he's up to. Yeah, Frozzy. Fair enough. Oh, he's a good boy. Come here. Oh yeah, there he is. Hey. Yeah, that's my good boy. Hey, hey, that's my good boy. That's my good boy. Good boy. High five. And a high five. Yeah. Hey, good boy. And Coda, can you say a woo? Yeah, that's good. You can see mommy. Good boy. Tight, tight, tight. All right, this new battle map should be ready here in just a second. All right, no deeper pullback. Might be making, looks like we're making a little new high right here with some volume. Yeah, just kind of like yesterday, right? Where you might be waiting for a pullback that never happens. And unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at. So I think let's see. Yeah, I could have captured, about 30 to 40 more points. That's all right, no FOMO. All right. A new battle map is up. That ain't right. Hang on. There we go. All right. Let me pull this up real quick so we can take a look. I think this is incorrect because we're above this and it's showing a short here. Let's see. I mean, I guess these are the setups that I got here. So I think I'm gonna listen to it here. I was looking at this area to potentially take a long, so this lines up with kind of my expectations. This short does not. But this short would not trigger unless we're coming from underneath it. So essentially right now I'm looking for this long or this long. Oh, Frazi, that is interesting. Huh. Let's check out some other stuff. We've got a red day on gold so far. Flat day on crude. Flat day on Russell. Interesting. Yeah. Huh. That's really interesting. Hmm. And Q and ES are the Lone Rangers, huh? Ah. Yeah, we're at very different spots in the like the daily chart on ES and NQ than the other ones. Very different spots. We're just climbing. We're just climbing. Yeah, I mean, I think that for me at least, I'm probably not going to wait, or I'm not probably not going to take a trade until we get a nice deeper pullback. This is pretty low right now. It was around 50% of the move at the time. Now 50% is right around here. Damn monster. No setups for up here. No setups for up here. And this short will not be valid unless we're coming from below. Just FYI. So I wouldn't take a continuation short. I would wait until this long hits. And even this short from up here, I might just completely ignore this short here. I mean, I don't know if we're coming down this low. You know, it might just be a too big of a long shot right now. But a potential entry at this value area high, I would say. We haven't done a real pullback yet, and let's just take a look at yesterday's price action. You know, very similar um, drive up. We have a short pullback here and then a bigger one up here. This pullback is about 100 points, and that's right where we had this cumulative volume delta divergence right before this dip, 100 points. We had this divergence. We had a divergence over here, and we just kind of blasted through right here. But when we do that deeper pullback, that might be the move if you're trying to hop on board here. Otherwise, it's like if you're feeling feisty, you could get in off of this EMA. But I usually look at these EMAs as they're valuable when you have trading that's kind of dominated by algorithms. And today is a day where it's dominated by algorithms, and so it's valuable. But when you have these kinds of trend lines and they're following them pretty closely, we can get that dip, and that dip back to like the 20 EMA is usually, a pretty good one. Let me put on the 20 EMA here. Let's see if that's where it dipped to yesterday. And one of these EMAs will work nicely when algorithms are driving the market. A lot of times because they will use EMAs when algorithms are driving the market. So what I want to see is how far did we dip? We went way past the 20. That's probably a 50 EMA. Let me switch that. It dipped here, but you can see like we get, when you're trying to gauge these like trends, using these EMAs can be helpful. So you can see that we're riding on the 9 and then we dip here to the 20. So this would have been a good dip buy. You get a deeper opportunity right here. Here, I don't know, that might even be 100. So let me see. Oh, that's too deep. All right, let's go 50. There we go. 50 looks like this aligned pretty close to it. This will probably do it. So don't want to like overfit this, but since we're seeing a profile that is similar to yesterday's trend day up, I would say at the very least you would want to wait for this 20 to get hit here, or this is a 42. Looks like we're just running right now though. No pullback opportunities yet, but just a a little trick for these trend days. And if you look up SMB Capital, they talk about these kinds of trend lines on trend days. And then you can also use it as a, so let's say that we're in this trade. If you're in this trade and you want to stop out when momentum dies, you can stop out if it closes under this 9 EMA. If you're looking for essentially a momentum play, and you either stop out when you have a blow off candle, which could be a big spike up, and then coming right back into the range, you could stop out right there at a blow off candle, or you could stop out once we close under the 9 EMA. Nice. Let's see if you can fix it, man. It's you got it's probably going to be tough because Aurora's got a lot of moving parts in there, probably with the back testing data it has. And well, let's see, maybe Angel's got some good suggestions to get it fixed up. My guess is you're going to have to probably dig in and figure out. That's my guess, is that you're going to have to figure out what's going on, or continue to push to figure out what's really going wrong. Copy that, Frazi. You got a pivot point up here. 250. It's got 0.5 gigs of backtesting data and 8.5 gigs of historical data. Damn. Yeah, that DOM data is probably taking up the majority of that, to be honest. Oh man, ugh. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to watch this move happen when you've like caught some and you're not trying to short it all day like I was yesterday. But still a lot of watching. But at least now I am not in some sort of like emotional cycle of trying to look for short opportunities for whatever reason. It's like sometimes you got to get slapped in the face a couple times to shake you out of trying to go short on trend days. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have experienced that too. Sometimes getting slapped in the face is what you need. Set codex to work 5 minutes ago. Let's see how long it takes. Yeah, no shit, man. That's probably going to be a big one. So I think I asked you this before, but what happens when you set codex to work and then it runs out of tokens? You will activate another codex agent, but does it pick up where he leaves off? Exactly. Monster. So you get conditioned to taking shorts as kind of the primary direction, and then the market flips it on you, and then you got to retrain yourself to go long, and that takes some spankings. You got to get spanked to remember. This one looking a little bit different from other pullbacks, I would say. Other pullbacks, well, the candle just closed, so I would just say the way this closed looks different from the way these reacted. Like we don't have any wicks on the bottom here, right? This one doesn't have any wicks, but it also didn't come all the way back down to where the break of that high originated from. So this move originated from right here. And now it's breaking that. So we're going lower. looks like this is the first time we are going to get a close underneath this 9 EMA. So you could be looking for longs here, or I would say here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, that works. So let's see how we respond here to this 20 EMA. Looks like we're getting a little response from 26,200. And again, kind of the way I'm looking at the footprint is that I can trust it on the long side, but I can't trust it on the short side. At least that's how I am looking at it because I got burned so many times trying to trust it on the short side yesterday and wasn't having it. Kind of lackluster activity, I would say. A little bit of a fat distribution down here around 200. So we've got buyers and sellers hanging out right here. So I would, like if I'm looking at this from a long perspective, I would wait until I see more support down here. Looking like we are gonna push deeper. Certainly monster. Yeah. You could certainly start building a short narrative based on this move here, taking out, this low, closing under here, um, pivoting right on that pivot that Frazi was talking about up here, right? We had absorption up here. It certainly would be a huge upset if we started reversing some of this move right here. We also got a couple confluences, I would say. We had divergence down here. We had the Russell, the Dow, either flat or negative today. So we got a couple confluences or divergences, I should say, that could lead to a potential upset and shift in this trend. Cage wins. You are correct. This is not TradingView. This is NinjaTrader. I'm gonna go grab food. I'll update you on Codex when I'm back. Cool, man. Sounds good, Monster. Hey, what are you getting for food? Cage wins. Thanks for the follow, man. Are you trading? You trying to full port short right now? Just looking around. Copy that. I'm not trying to full port short. Potentially looking at another long entry, but it's looking like we're getting a little weaker. To me, this entry right here is not the one at 2688. If it ends up bouncing from here, I'll miss it. It's just it's still looking like sellers are trying to grind this down to me. Let's see. Above 26,200 with aggression, we could be looking at a bounce. See a little bit of aggression coming in, but let's see if sellers are going to hold this down. Could be bouncing. Yeah. So if buyers keep pushing this thing up and we go take this high out, kind of unfortunate. But this is the first time that we're pulling back below this 9 EMA, and I certainly could see us bouncing from here. But what it was looking like was sellers were going to continue trying to push this thing down. Working on my AI. That's interesting for sure. What do I got so far? I've got quite a bit. I've got so if you go check this out, hang on, what the hell's going on? Okay, yeah, if you go check this out, this is generated. So I'll kind of give you a quick rundown of what I do. So everything you see here on this footprint chart, and then let me pull this up. So all these stats that happen per candle, I download all this data. I essentially have a live stream of it filling a spreadsheet. I take all the important levels off of the daily, volumetric sheet, and I aggregate it into a big spreadsheet. And that big spreadsheet, I call NQ Master Candles, and I'll show you what that looks like. But basically, what it does is it tracks all the important levels that is noted by order flow. So large volume candles, large volume prices, and then it ranks it according to how does price react to these levels. Was there like a big rejection off these levels? So this is gonna be a lot, but just since you asked, I'm gonna show you. So this is the big spreadsheet. I've got 100 what is this? About 104,000 lines of levels. And then I analyze and enrich the data based on how price reacts and what the reason is for noting the level. Then I aggregate it into zones. So these zones are scored as well by taking the aggregate scores of the levels. And then based on price, like current price, then I have these populated, which are, the zones that are near us, and then confidence scored with ranks. And then I have kind of violent reaction levels that would be potential violent reactions. So these might be good for take profit levels or zones. And then this is the same thing. So that's the spreadsheet. And then out of that spreadsheet comes that battle map that I sent you. And so how have I used AI with this? So obviously it's a lot of data that has to be downloaded, sorted, and aggregated. So I've used that to create scripts for that. And then I use it to take this big process in the morning of looking at the news. And this is what I'll use AI for. I have a process in the morning that looks at news, looks at my methodology, looks at those levels, looks at the type of setups that I've back tested. And so I've used AI to back test a ton of different strategies and different dynamics of the market. And then I pair those together to create optimal setups that then can be back tested for risk reward profiles. So then I take the best of those. And in the prompt that I use in the morning, I say, essentially, read the news, look at all these levels that we have near us, based on back testing data, spit out this sheet that pretty much like half of the sheet is done, not through AI, but through scripts. But then there are a few pieces that fill in the blanks with AI, like the, context and, kind of going over what happened in the previous session. So that's one way I use AI is to essentially use all of that data to get crunched down, analyzed, and then get put into that sheet. And then, in addition to that, I have 3 trading bots that trade automatically. And one of them trades off of these the levels that come off of the sheet. These levels are placed on my chart here. And I also, if I scroll over, scroll over, so you can see that I have the stops and the take profits put over here as well. So one of the trading bots will take these trades automatically. It'll enter when it hits the zone as long as it comes in from the right direction. So that's one of the bots. Another bot is an order flow trading bot. So it looks at order flow. Basically, it looks at this live and it makes trading decisions based on setups that I've back tested once again. And then I have another bot that trades a setup that was back tested over the course of basically 10 years. And it has it's a like a geometric setup, and it has a nice, really nice win rate, but it only takes a trade like once a week. So those are the bots. But I would say probably the biggest use of AI is for huge, large amounts of data. I created a system for back testing, and then I have like, if you check out like what I use for dashboards, right? So I have this AI. These are the bots, right, that take trades, and I have an agent in here that monitors the accuracy of this data. Number one, and then number two, I think I just hang on one sec. I just stopped the music. Mm. So then I have other like, oh, I keep doing that. My bad. Um, Give me one second. Let me fix this. Okay. And then let me show you this page right here. So this is kind of like my dashboard that shows me, is everything running? Yes, everything's running. If I want to talk to one of my agents, I can click this and it'll go to their dashboard and I can talk to one of those agents. This is a schedule of events. This is the morning prep. This is the PM session battle map, and this is the end of day review. So the end of day review looks at all of the trades that were taken today. It reviews price action and will make discoveries about price action, and then it will like self-report and self-improve so that the next day it's smarter. Does that make sense? Yes, you're exactly right, Cage. You're exactly right, and I'm pretty close. I mean, I've got the system built to the point right now where I could walk away from my desk and these guys are taking trades. All right, so we did reach this both of these levels. This could be a potential reversal zone, or I should say bounce. I might be interested in taking a bounce here. I'm gonna go small here, and let's give it to under here, and I can add if this starts working out. But yeah, Cage, it's yeah, thanks, man. It's basically that is definitely the goal, to hedge against my um human stupidity, right? I always want a hedge against my human stupidity. Oh, nice, Cage. Sounds good, brother. What I'd be interested to know what kind of stuff you working on right now. All right. So it looks like I might be catching a falling knife here. We might be coming deeper. Again, we had this divergence over here. We got a couple people that, our monster was thinking about flipping short. We had a pivot that was hit and reversed from. It would be a huge upset for all these people long on the day. if this started breaking down. So keeping that in the back of my mind. Remove your brain and incorporate the computer. Yes, Gage. 100%, man. I'm watching right here. See if I can add. We'll go ahead and add right there. Still looks like sellers might be in control here. Yeah, it looks like this could drop. We get a new low here. I'd be watching this area right here that's highlighted around 130. See if we drop down here and find support. If we don't, this is kind of looking a little grim. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we see that one of my bots took a trade here. I don't know what the setup was. I'd have to check. Let me see. Looks like it just got stopped out. It was a tight stop. Let's see, what was that? Yeah, I tried to take a long. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out here too. That's interesting. It was like I basically took the same trade as the bot. Looking like we could be coming down potentially to VWAP. This would be the ideal entry long here, where kind of my setup is. I might have got a little trigger happy, but this made sense to me. Pulling back to this area, value area high. Also, a little confluence here with this EMA, which I don't use a lot of EMAs, but on trend days, EMAs can be helpful. To me, this kind of looks like it could flush, and then maybe we get a bounce. It's looking like sellers are pushing this pretty aggressively. Would be interesting if we close up here above this 42 EMA. Let's see. I think I'm just going to hold it right here and see what happens. Yeah, it looks like we got a little support down here at 148. So let's see if we can see this right side light up with aggressive buyers. That's what we want to see right here. This right side light up. Not yet. Kind of getting stuck right here at 148. Okay, it's lighting up a little bit. Okay, looking pretty good. I definitely like that we closed up here and not down here. The fact that we closed up above that 42 EMA, a good sign. Let's keep watching this. All right, continuing to see strength here. You can see a little passive selling happening at 161. Let's see if we can just blast right through it, climb up above these EMAs, gain a foothold, and then go for these highs is ideal. Another, potential scenario is we were rebalancing right here. We potentially get stopped up here, right where these EMAs are, and we reject and continue going down. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for the follow. Oh, damn, you're a promoter. Okay. Appreciate the offer, man, but not interested. Thank you though. All right. A little bit of a rejection here at this value area high. So looking like we could continue going down. Not seeing a ton of support over here until we get down to 148. But let's see. It's looking like sellers trying to push this down, back down right now. This is kind of the second scenario, right? Where we come up, we reject, and then we look like we're sellers are maintaining control, coming back down here. So it looks like this trade is at risk right now. Looks like we need to be ready for, let's say, this flushes, right? Might come down to VWAP. VWAP also a nice level to use on these kinds of days. It looks like a VWAP long entry down here might be good. I might give it one more try on a long, and then if I lose that long, might just be done. Copy that, Cage. Well, hey man, I love connecting with other traders trying to do the same stuff. So feel free to pop in, say what's up. All right, pretty quick loss there. Looked like we were going to start gaining some momentum to the upside, but right now, here's my concern. Is I'm looking at this high right here where we rejected, and now from this point on, you can see very very strong selling. We're all the way back down to the zero line on cumulative volume delta down here, which can be a pivot point. But if we break through that zero line down here, let me pull this up. If we break through this zero line down here, it could continue dumping. So I usually like to look at the zero line here for potential bounces or breakouts. And right now it's kind of where we are, looking like it could be a bounce, but not a ton of trust just yet because sellers are in control. Looking at this and looking at this. Well, let's say looking at this and then looking at this. These are, at these points is where you would get an indication of who's in control. And right now, it's like sellers are in control. Probably wait for this VWAP down here in this area. I have a trade set up here in this zone. So if it hits that, I'll hop in. All right, let's get it. Again, I definitely have to remind myself of like what is the most catastrophic thing that could happen that could take everybody surprise, and that would be, let's say that we just start trending down. I mean, that would really be a huge upset for a lot of people. And we're probably interesting. That was a bot trade, I guess. All right, so the other bot just entered right here. I can see. I didn't quite get down to where I was kind of anticipating wanting to look for the long, which would be down here at VWAP around 2689. But pretty big reaction there. Let's see. Seeing this side light up, good sign. Although last time it kind of tricked us. Look at this fat distribution here, 120. Would like to see this 120 hold. Looks like sellers might not be done. Let's see. If we start gaining some momentum from here, I would say above this level around 134, it's kind of looking like this could surprise everybody and start going long. Start squeezing these shorts out. Might be a V-shaped reversal. Happened pretty quickly. But would I got to be honest, I would love to see my bot win. Look at that tap right there. Wow. Would love to see my bot win. This is the entry and the exit and the stop that I got that the bot has right now. I like seeing my bot win more than I like seeing myself win. Let's see if this climbs over the value area high. That's kind of what I'm watching right now. Does this start getting aggressive? Climb over this value area high, engulf this candle, and then start gaining momentum to the upside. Doesn't look particularly enticing yet. Kind of, well, if we start climbing up above here, 158, then it starts looking good. I think here could be the turning point. See what this candle does. If we shoot back down, might have a new low. Got some passive selling here at 146. Would love to see this as this comes down, build some support, but I'm not seeing it. All right. Might come back up. Surprise, surprise, you know? Let's see if we can climb over this. 150. If you're thinking about taking this long, I think, this could be a good area for confirmation. Not not confirmed yet, I would say. We haven't closed over this value area high. Having a little trouble here. Aggression kind of stopped and cut out here at 150. We want to see it pick back up. Let's see. Yeah, not yet. Maybe on this run. It's getting teased. The only like saving grace for this price action right now is that you'll notice when this starts coming down, it gets pushed back up immediately. That's the only saving grace right now. Otherwise, I'd be not feeling great about this. Let's see if we can push up. One minute and 40 seconds for a new 5-minute candle. Looking like this could close above this value area high. In which case, we'd be engulfing this candle right here, this push down. I'm gonna wait for this candle closure and see. I might enter. Still feeling a little bit iffy on it. Got 40 seconds coming up for a new 5-minute. Looking better. I think I just want to wait. If we get a candle closure over this value area high, that would be great. And then maybe a pullback entry. Are you guys out there? You guys trying to take a trade? Are you holding your breath? You guys in it? Okay, so just waiting for a pullback here. It might just go. Pullback is ideal. Back to this value area. You're in from 121. Nice, man. Hell yeah, man. Nice entry. Nice. Risk-free trades are always good. Looking like we're back on the buy program. You know, this. It looks like we're back on this. Kind of looks like that for me at least. So minimal, probably minimal pullbacks if we're just going to keep climbing. I just got to fast forward this. Not a very big pullback there. We might just push up and hit this first TP I got. That's okay. right here is kind of where we would anticipate that if it's gonna reverse, it would be probably be doing it from here. I think if we come up here and get above 192 or let's say 191, um, we could go take that high. Right now, we still look at risk. We're not out of the woods yet. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I love fixing problems. It's my favorite thing to do. Dude, so Monster, you got a ton of like DOM data. Man, that would be really cool. I think we had a conversation about this before, but that would be really cool if you could find, some, some cool discoveries based on DOM data. Man, it's probably huge, but I would love to add it to like my database so that I could back test with it. That would be very cool. But damn, it's somewhat it takes up so much space. Frazi, you can tell them to limit themselves, or for the time being, you could tell them to use Haiku, a cheaper model. If you run the cheaper models, I mean, you won't hit your limit. Like if you run Haiku, you won't hit your limit. The work quality would just go down, but You might need that if you're trying to test things. You might like during the testing phase just run it off a Haiku, and then like once you have all the bugs worked out, you might switch the model. All right, let's see. I want to watch this and make sure that this goes to break even after we hit this first TP. Come on, do it. Looking like looking like this is gonna happen. Looking at this level for support, 181. Ideally, pull back not lower than 171, and then we can start climbing above 181 and then push up. Aurora actively uses Dom as well for setups and shit. That would be nice to look at the logic there. Okay, looks like we could be climbing over 180. And then if we can get aggressive, we might get this first TP, and that would be great. Then I'll go break even on the rest. Or the bot should go break even on the rest. Let's see. Still looking to see this climb over this level right here, 181. Looks like we're having a little trouble here. A little bit of support forming at 176. Let's see if we can launch off this point right here. Coming back down for a pullback, unfortunately. Might get this entry right here at value area high. All right, getting a pullback here. Might get this entry here right at the value area high, but this is right at the area where you might anticipate this potentially going for a new low as well, getting rejected up here, going for a new low. So I'm going to take this entry, but if you're not feeling as feisty as I am, then you might want to wait and see how we react in here. We got a high volume node and a low volume node right next to each other. This high volume node could be where you would want to enter around 147. So I might split this up. Whoops. Copy that, Iger. Yeah, I'm looking at this this gap here, and this is probably the ideal entry, I think, in here. And we got a yeah, it might even be lower. Might not get it. Squeeze? Question mark? A little bit of support forming here, 181. Three, two, one. Do it. Oh, come on, man. Yes. It went break even immediately. I love it. I have to forward test all this stuff because it won't it doesn't like it has to take trades to do this, right? Fuck yeah. I'm happy about that. Bummed I didn't get my entry down here, but that's all right. Oh, you hate that you're in with one? Um, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you though. This is looking a little dicey. What's up, Bud Fox? Thanks for the follow, man. Good afternoon. Man, guys, I think I might close it up early. I think I'm just gonna if my bots want to take trades for the rest of the day, they can, but I think I might be done. My setups, are down here, down here. Is there one more? Yeah, all the way down here. I don't know if we're gonna hit those, and if we do hit those, my bot will take them. So I think I'm gonna protect my profits. I'm like pretty damn close to losing one of my funded accounts, and the other two I recovered a little bit. So I got to take it slow and protect my profits. Yeah, I think there's kind of a lot of watching. I missed that entry, unfortunately, and so now I don't really have much to do from a manual trading standpoint. I've got this, bot position open, and we'll just see. I'll either break even on the other one, or go hit this TP, and that's great. But overall, I'm pretty happy. $54 on the scalper bot, and up 761 for the time being on the snap bot, and then made some good manual human trades. So yeah, pretty good day, and I think I need to help Lacey with some some tax stuff, and probably just get away from the charts, you know? I don't know if there's much for me. But appreciate all you guys and hope you guys had a fantastic day so far. Um, who knows what's to come? You know, we got all time highs just above us. You know, maybe what is it, 600 points above us or something? All time highs coming up, and who knows what news we're gonna have this week? But right now, you know, let's buy the dip. So anyway, I am gonna take off, y'all. Peace out, guys. Have a great one. Peace, y'all.